Good morning. Today is 5th of June 2024. I came back from a visit to Penang. This video taking is about the feeling that I had on some discussion points I had in Penang. There's no right and no wrong, and of course I respect my other friends' comment, and I'm sure that they are having tons of experience, and therefore there are points that I will respect their view. And as far as I'm here talking about this topic, I just hopefully try to stir your thinking on the aspect of the discussion today, database and differentiation. Let me begin. Hello, welcome to my channel, video taking 184, focus group, database and differentiate. I am Thomasim E3009. Today is 5th of June 2024. These slides were done around the time where I visited Penang. Discussion point actually was about our future group, which is we call ourselves a Project Malaysia, and this is a focus group regarding topics on database, as well as how do we actually move forward and differentiate ourselves from the existing practices. Let me begin. Actually, earlier than this, I have done a few video takings on the choices for options to start your own firm or keep on working for other firms. So there are issues of long-term, short-term, and further challenges that we see. And let me just bring you a bit on the previous discussion. So of course, starting cost, if you are forming a new firm, and this includes also setting up an office. Of course, there are other hidden costs, even including employment of your staff who come in to manage your office. So these are choices between individual. I'm sure that the minimum cost of starting a firm would roughly be about 50,000 ringgit Malaysia for the hardware, which is office, furnishing the office, getting the processes of registration done. So all that would probably take you 50 to a few tens of 20,000 more, which is about maybe up to 80,000 for a sizable estate agency practice. Of course, different places, different costing, and also depending on how atas you need your office to be. So this is how it went for me, a corner office and renovation of the office, and then doing my own so-called logo. So this is my own personal work, which is much involved because I like this way of doing things. Of course, you can do it yourself and engaging a designer for you, and it is of course adding cost to your setting up the firm. I have done earlier video taking 169 on the career decision after the registered estate agent's registration. You also can go through the previous one on 170 video taking, building up an office. Similarly, on the options that you have as a new registered estate agent, what are the possible structure of the firm? Also other areas, processes in the registration. So anyway, I've been talking about the progressive transformation, meaning that you have an ambition in your career, and this hopefully will be a process of your transformation. So anyway, mentality, a lot of new registered agents are still in the mentality of the rent. Also, are you still a rent? If you are thinking about closing sales, concept of a negotiator, because negotiator existed for taking the profit share by closing sales, and therefore if you are still thinking like this, then you will be still in the old shoes, thinking about how to be a rent closing deal. But for a registered agent, you should think more than just closing deal. So this is just a beginning to highlight to you that the main difference between a REA and a negotiator is that a negotiator would just think about closing deal, but a registered estate agent is not just closing deals. The registered estate agent has to think a lot more. So the common registered agents nowadays park their licenses because there is, of course, the concern of setting up the office, and there are also competition in the market. However, joining mega firms, park your e-license, or sometimes they say rent or lease the e-license, to them is an extra bonus income, whereby they still continue their sales, behaving just like a negotiator. So is this right or wrong? There is no right, no wrong. Of course, if you are super sales person, you are super rent, then being a registered estate agent, probably the whole company rely on you as a super rent. Also, that means you do not need other rents, you just close sales on your own. Also, this is how it is to a person who become a registered estate agent and behaving just like another rent. So it's like, well, I earn 100%, I do not need to share with the company, and I will become a super rent for I own this company. So this is how most super rent would think about when they become a registered estate agent. But a registered estate agent would have to encompass the below criteria, become a strategist, become an entrepreneur. He also is an investor, and he's also a manager, and also in IT, and also a coordinator between different agencies, and also behaving like in the first place, closing sales on his personal capacity. Of that, I must say, negotiator, super negotiator has to embrace the other aspect of elements of becoming a registered estate agent. It's not just passing the exam, passing the interview. So it's a lot of things to do with how to maneuver and how to compete in the industry of many different agencies. So the key challenge is how to differentiate yourself. So why you have a firm, and why a firm established would attract a negotiator to join your firm. What is your differentiation? Database is one, and inventory is most of the time. We would say most of the rents looks for commission, and they look for good profit share, and this relies on the database of the firm as well as the stock and inventory of the firm. Two of these basically are the minimum that you should have to attract a negotiator to join your firm. Of course, you have to think from the other side, which is the negotiator's aspect, whereby they only join you because there is good driven benefit. So this is about fishing. So this means that there is a good source of fishing, a good place of fishing where there is abundance of fish. Therefore, they would get to fish and get to be paid to put meals on the table. So if there is no more fish in that pond, then they will go away. They will go to another company. So if tomorrow no fish, I will go elsewhere. So this is the mentality of the negotiator. So if you are thinking about negotiator's position, then your firm would be a kettle of fish for them to bring back home. So they would actually join your firm because you are able to provide money for them, not for them to provide money to the firm. So if you get this type of negotiator, then all the best that you work your butt out for the benefit of your negotiator, and you are not expanding your ability. So if the negotiator comes to your firm because there is enough database, there is enough stock to sell, then may as well you just sell the stock yourself. So rents are benefit driven. This is a sad story about rent. So they don't want to spend time studying. They also don't want to put in effort. They just want to sit there and become a so-called dark box rent, where any walk by or passerby come in to buy property, they will be the one that benefit from this particular deal. So this is like that, they are thinking. So there is nobody who cares about how good your firm is always talking about immediate result. You cannot wait until tomorrow to pay them so that they keep on working for the company. So If you have poor result to blame, Rand will always blame the company. Rand will curse you and saying that you are unable to provide them with a good source of inventory, or you are unable to close deal for them. So you have to somehow think of developing your own system to cater for their needs, and at the end, well, they make money out of the firm. So this is the mentality of most of the Rand in the market. They can come in to join a firm, make money out of the firm, and that's it. They are not so called loyal, or they need to so-called do good for the company. So we have two solutions. One is vertical solution. There are two approaches to differentiate. One is we don't recruit, we recruit only, or second is we recruit only very few who excel with you. So this excel with you means the people who are having the same frequency, they want to do the long-term investing into the purpose of having a firm. So these are the difficulty of good Rands, hard to come by. But then the other thing is that the specialization in the vertical sense also would need technologies into area like subspecial area. Subspecial area includes subsector of the deals, and also in area where you need a higher amount of technology and knowledge. So this is specialization. So most of us already been doing this. The other part is a lot of time we think of database. So this database, how much we can give to the Rand, and also how much the Rands can in fact build this database. So this is actually a miracle. A lot of people think about this database as a miracle. What is the ultimate number of this miracle? It's like, well, if you have the contact of the property owners in the township, then it's easier to get source of listing, and at the same time it's good to you have a buyer and you have also the contact of the owner, so that you can bring the buyers to the owner and let the owner have a good buyer. So all the best is that you have both sides. You have the side on the buyer side where you do advertisement, on the seller side you have a database keeping with you for a long time. So this is what is meant by database. So all the best is that you have enough database and expanding your database, and some companies are saying that they have hundreds of thousands of database over the years, meaning to say that they have hundreds and thousands of these properties that has been dealing and transacted with this firm over the years. Some of them probably 10-20 years. So some of this database may be very old, some of the database could be recent. And also, in fact, database also help in determining the value of the property. So if it's recent database, then you would be quite good in answering the question, how much is my property worth? How to determine the selling price of the property. So these are information about how an estate agency firm can run its practice above the other competitors. However, the database, if you talk about the database, if you have all the owner and the value of the database of houses, property for many years, is it the solution to make deals or close deals? Because if you look at that, who would have the best database in town? The best person, the best profession who actually has the database is the valuers, because the valuers are the one that gives out value for the property, and they will know the property information and also the property owners by name or by appointment, being engaged by the owner to do valuation. So by right, the valuers should be the one that is doing the selling. By right, the valuer are the person they are best for the job, is to pay the value, pay the seller to match with the market. However, the valuer firms are not doing it. So why is it so? We have a question mark here. If you say that the database is the most important part that would seal a deal, then the best database would be in the hands of the valuer. Why can't the valuer seal the deals? So this is a question that I just want to highlight. So would you be thinking of pairing with a valuer firm doing a pairing with the valuer firm would be a good strategy to expand your business as an estate agent. So 5 factors that I feel they are deciding factors of a deal. One is the database. You need to know the value, the seller and the particular of the house. Second is your relationship with the parties involved. Third is the market sentiment. Fourth is the personal reason. Some people want to sell, want to buy, and there are personal reasons behind it. And number 5 is the negotiation process. Of course, there are legal parts involved in every one of these. Or if you talk about personal reason, there may be legal aspect of the personal reason. There may be database about the owner who want to sell the property, and then his contact is available for, he has actually valued it for a refinancing of the loan, and then he has a personal reason, which is maybe his business in need of cash, so he need to let go the property. So all these are interlinked. So but then I would feel that the 5 factors here, they are interconnected. So database being one of them, but not the total most important factor. So if I use the diagram to explain this, then what is the percentage of influence by database in sealing a deal? So this deal is in the middle. As you can see, the deal is in the middle, and then the database is about the value of the property and the owner profile details, which is on top. Then the relationship encompasses all the factors, all the other 4 factors. At the end, trying to result in a deal. Also, if you are thinking about building a database and hoping that it will become the most important determining factor, I would think that it is not true. So it is not true, because imagine if you have a database, the maximum database that you may want to have is actually 11 million for Malaysia. Also, this is like you take 3% sample, and one of them would have a owning a property, owning a property. So if you say 3% in home Malaysia of 33 million, then we are looking at 11,000 of database. So if you have all these 11,000 of the database, are you able to close deal? So this is a question. If you have the biggest database company in whole Malaysia, are you able to close deal? So if you think about this, your answer will probably be not. So there is a cost of maintaining this database of 11 million. So how to reach, you need a lot of money to actually gather this 11 million of database, keeping it and also updating it. Mining it for the best possible match would also take in cost and time. And this cost and time you are doing is only one of the 5 factors. Thus, I was talking about the 5 factors. So these 5 factors are database, relationship, sentiment, personal reason, and negotiation. So if you look at these 5 factors, database is only 1/5 of the aspect of closing a deal. So what is real estate business? We'll come back to the main topic on discussion here. What is real estate business? Real estate business, the bigger concept is just actually relating to space, dealing in space. So developer divide out the space and then make construction. Valuer gives value for the space, and then the property manager would do the keeping of the space, and their profession is to upkeep the property. The estate agents, we are in the job of satisfying the needs of the space by doing sales or rental. So this is the summary of what real estate industry is about. It's actually a dealing of space. And therefore, if you think about the space being the issue, then you know that the bigger the deals usually involve developers, because they are building on a bigger amount of space, and then international agencies, and then we are looking at smaller deals, which is at the bottom, which is usually by negotiator, individual deals, or by illegal agents. Most agency will do the middle one. Also, most agency REA as well as most agency senior rent actually are doing the middle segment. So they are doing maybe commercial, industrial, some of the bigger bungalows or higher value item. So of course, if you were to think of doing more efficiently, then you would want to use a standard or so-called well developed system to do up even for the smaller offices and the smaller retail outlets to do the promotion as good as when you are doing the big deals. So doing the big deals, you will put in a lot of effort and a lot of techniques to help and seal the big deals. But then when you do smaller deals, you may select and sub-select. So bigger deal means one plot of land, land deals, or smaller deals means even a room rental. Also, if you think about it as a house with 5 rooms, renting out one unit of semi-D will probably take you a bigger income and less job by doing a one time. But then when you do rooms, the 5 rooms, you actually times 5. You have to do 5 times the similar process. Also, this means that bigger companies and for the better profit earning, they will do bigger deals, and smaller deals would be usually for not so big companies. So if you are thinking along this aspect, then your database should be able to help the bigger deals rather than the smaller deals. So of course, as more and more competition comes onto the market, then even the smaller deals, you will need to have better service, better database, and better way of a system. So this is the concept of establishing a new system and differentiate yourself when you move from the middle, expanding to the higher rank, or going down to the smaller deals, depending on your strategy ahead in your own area. Right, let me continue. So external looking, if you are thinking about strategy, external looking means that you are looking at different marketing channels, and not just about trying to get through whatever master list, which is against PDPA. You are looking at an ever expanding system for you to tap into the database. So this means that you want to actually move up. If you want to move up from the previous pyramid to go into the bigger businesses, or you want to go down to the smaller individual sub-sales, then it's actually a system that is expanding over time, and then you want this system to be not discriminating. You want the system to be able to capture both the buyer and also the seller, so owners and all inclusive. So we take this big pie, this big rectangle. So this big rectangle has got 90% on one side and then the 10% on the other side. Conventionally, the database of the property owners, we think about it from the conventional practice, is hoping that we are 90%. We have the 90% of the database which is able to help us to close deal, and this 90% means the owners. Also, we get the owners to get us engagement and instruction to deal with its property, and therefore we go and close this 90%. So sometimes we have database which is about buyer and database of a potential tenant. So this buyer and potential tenant is only probably less than 5 to 10%. So this is the conventional way how real estate agency firms survive. So the bigger the database of the property owners, then you would be appointed with an instruction to carry out their selling or their renting. So by doing the activity of renting and the selling, then the company, the real estate agency firm, actually draw an income from this aspect. So this is the conventional thinking. However, have you ever thought of this aspect of the 10% who are the buyer potential tenant that can be expanded? So this actually has no barrier that can be expanded to include other new potential seller and the other new potential business investors. So this is the yellow line, yellow arrow, two edge arrows. Also, database and other factors in closing the deal, because this database should expand, and this 10% should also expand. Also, in aspect of expanding this 10% to include other types of other source of users, or in this case, other source of potential prospects and sellers and buyers, then what is your strategy? Also, this is the question that I want to ask in this issue of database. So whether you stick on to the conventional way, or you go on a system whereby you are tapping into this smaller buyer and so-called prospect, and then eventually the buyer and prospect will give you potential listings, potential stock to sell. Also, this also try and expand into making relationship, trying to tap into relationship as well as other determining factor of the deal. Also, we remember the 5 factors of the deal includes first, database; second, relationship; third is about sentiment; number 4 is personal reason; and number 5 is the negotiation process. So if you have expansion on the other side, the yellow double arrows, then you would arrive at this bigger database expansion and a new targeting, including buyer and horizontal business expansion. So the conventional way of doing it now becomes balanced up, with 50% or less than 50% of the old system, and then now with the newer system where it includes also the potential buyer and the horizontal business expansion, which includes business owners. Also, this is what I am doing for the many months and many years, which includes getting to know different commercial outlets, like what we are doing in findway.info. So this main purpose is to actually get to horizontal business expansion. At the end, we are trying to have all this inside a marketing platform and channel of reaching out to the potential users of the platform who can contribute to a prospect, being a seller prospect or being a buyer prospect, or being a landlord prospect or being a tenant prospect. So the overall achievement of the system that we are trying to derive from here is a bigger platform database. So in the conventional way, we are looking at this property owners. We only take care of the property owners, and then our target is actually just a bit bigger from the property owners. However, if you develop a new platform, this new platform will actually target a different segment or a different population of possible potential user and potential prospect. So what we are trying to achieve is that our target should include also the database of this inside the platform, and including the property owners as well. So at the end, well, it is job of REA to actually target into other aspects, and it is sometimes interpreted, a lot of people interpreted it as, what is the point if you are already doing as a platform entrepreneur? What is the point of you doing a smaller business of real estate? Being a registered estate agent, you are wasted. You are wasted because you are looking at bigger aspect, and therefore you do not need registered estate agents qualification to do that type of business. So this part, I would say, yes, it may be right that you interpret it this way, but then the significant chunk of the business in the transaction, whatever transaction we are talking about, the biggest ticket is actually real estate. So that is also a true issue in the current online system of marketing, whereby, well, as much as online marketing platform want to target the real estate, a big portion of it is still in the hand of the conventional business. So of course we want to expand the database into other aspect of the business, but then being a registered agent is able to actually do a legitimate position in the business of estate agency to target this huge value segment. So a global look should be important to look at how to incorporate other aspects of database and platforms to build your estate agency, but at the same time, in difficult scenarios, you need to branch out from the scope of estate agency and move into other businesses, because other businesses at the end also needs real estate. Just like food business, McDonald's at the historical turning point where the founder actually look at real estate, acquiring the land, and make McDonald's as of its huge real estate ownership today. Also, this also seen in Asia in the case of Muda.my, where we are looking at Muda, which started with selling cars, but then ended up branching to other businesses which involve properties. So in their listings, you can see property is ranked high in the priority to their listing business, because it is high value. So a lot of company that does finances, does software finances, go into banking. They call it fintech. Also in the sense that because real estate is very big, so then they actually do businesses and also come up with software for the use in real estate. They call it PropTech. Also, these are examples of why most businesses around us actually would want to have a footing, of good footing onto real estate industry. So real estate is a significant business segment, not to be ignored. Let us move to another aspect. This is called horizontal solution. Just now we are talking about vertical solution. Vertical solution means within estate agency, looking at the estate agency in a more detailed manner, whereas horizontal solution actually move sideways, so go into other aspects. So we look at estate agency branching away from estate agency engagements into external targeting to non-real estate sector, and then also talking about regional coordination, which may be more than just estate agency practice. So this means that we talk about subsector of businesses other than real estate, eateries, automobiles, repair and maintenance, financial and education subsectors, because these subsectors will be still there. No matter how AI and how technology actually change the platforms and change the way we do business, all this will be still there. Even you have the best teacher in the AI format, you still may have an education business which is run by a human being, a teacher. So these are indispensable and also inevitable that it will happen, that we would look at still eateries, automobile, transport, repair and maintenance, finances, and education subsectors. Matching the real estate to all these businesses, and then matching the people to the subsector, as well as matching the talent to the right application. So regional expansion also includes a focus group, which I've been talking about. Project Malaysia, we are talking about moving products from a regional setting, bringing products outside of your location. So Penang can sell KL property, can sell Johor property, can sell East Malaysia property. Similarly, Kuching, we can sell Penang property, we can sell KL property, we can sell Johor property. Also, that is coordination between the needs of a different market to their real estates, and emphasis on the professionalism and doing a deal with a good, transparent manner, whereby clients are protected for their rights. So I'd like to conclude database and differentiation, this particular video taking on the challenges of the new form of firm, and then the issue of dilemma also in the aspect of trying to acquire database. A lot of money will be involved, so how to do it in a slow-paced manner without burning too much money. I'm proposing using some platform that I have designed to slowly target the emerging new firms, and the new firms who would ride onto these established systems, at least for the moment, before they acquire more advanced system. So some small firms may need time to make ends meet, and during this particular time, using free platform that I'm providing here, would be easier than buying big system and paying for this system through their nose. And we talk about reverse targeting system, meaning to say that we are not talking just about sellers database, owners database, but we are also talking about prospect buyer, prospect tenants database, as well as going into business, commercial business owners database. So this is talking about vertical solution in terms of database expansion and targeting the sideways or meshes and involving other business types. And we also talk about horizontal solution beyond the estate agents and going to regional coordination. So here are my platforms. I have done contract to you, which is a ranking of indexes on the property comparison. I have also the online self-study system and profile yourself in My Real Property Online. I have developed findwhere.info for targeting the businesses in different aspects, linking the businesses together, and also the other two new platforms, which is term rental instead of the common rental, which is the long-term rent. So mid-term rental online, and doing another platform called Just Land Info for dealing on lands. So I have started my own firm, Sinjun Properties, and the above platforms are owned by another standalone company called the Agent MY Online Sarawak Sendirian Berhad. Thank you very much. I'm Thomas Sim E3009, the mobile number on display. As I mentioned just now, I have 7 systems, and let me go through again. Findwhere.info, geo-linking of businesses. My Real Property Online, profiling yourself. Contract to You is a ranking website. The Just Land Info is a website for land, mid-term rental in the mid-term rent online. My own firm, sinjunproperties.com, and also the online self-study system, estateagentexam.com. Thank you for following up on my video.